Om Sadashiva-Samārambhām Shankarācārya-Madhyamām Asmadācārya-Paryantāम् Vande Guru-Paraṁparām. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Virjam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataaya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketase cha. We need to resume from PDF page 58. Seventh mantra. We just started last time. Gita Press page 140. 237. Okay.
Jyoti ji.
We'll read the Sambandha Bhaashyam and the mantra. Yasmat Atmanah Indriyanam Prithak Bhavaha Uktaha Na Asau Bahihi Adhigantavyaha Yasmat Pratyagatma Saha Sarvasya Tat Katham Iti Uchyate Indriyebhyah Param Manaha Manasas Sattvam Uttamam Sattvadadhi Mahanatma Mahato Vyaktam Uttamam. In the previous mantra number 6, Indriyanam Prithak Bhava. Okay. Udayastamayav Chayat. So how Atma is very distinct from the sense organs and therefore very distinct from the sense objects. We have to add to that. And the person who knows that, people who know that, or the person who knows that does not come to grief. We saw that in the 6th. So Shankaracharya is introducing the 7th mantra by saying, in that case, this Atma is Pratyagatma. You have to turn inward to know this Atma. Then, because sense organs are of no use, sense organs are what? Paranchikani Vyatranat Paranchikani. They're all outward looking. They're very good for analyzing the world. That's why we have science just rapidly galloping. Why? Because sense organs are meant for that. Mind is meant for that. And so Shankaracharya is asking, okay, na asau bahihi adhigantavya. No point pursuing that going in that direction. Why? Because Pratyegatma, Atma is Pratyegatma. It is the essence of everything. So you have to go inward. Tat katham iti uchyate. How? How is that to be done? Like that he says. And then mantra, Yama says, Indriyebhyaha param manaha. Manaha. Manasaha sattvam uttamam. So the mind is param to sense organs. And manasaha sattvam uttamam. The sattvam is buddhi. So buddhi is param to manaha, the mind. Buddhi is param to the mind. How do we know buddhi is param to the mind?
Sattva, from Sattva, Akasha Sambhut. From Akasha Sattva Sambhut. Manas.
Yes, so buddhi and manas both are samashti, satvikamshat. Okay, sambhuta, both of them. But how do you know buddhi is superior to manaha? Do we have any clues?
Rathinam Buddhi.
Rathakalpana.
Atmanam Rathi.
Rathakalpana will tell you that.
Correct. Manaha is good at, so Rathakalpana is there. So reins versus the charioteer who holds the reins. So that must be superior. And also, Manaha is Sankalpa Vikalpatmikam Manaha. It creates options. And the Buddhi has to say, enough. We've made a decision. So deciding faculty puts an end to all optionality. So that's
Nishtayatmika buddhi.
the Nischayatmika Buddhi. That's why. That's also one reason. And therefore, and Rathakalpana tells us what about Buddhi? Why it is superior? Why Rathakalpana tells us that Buddhi is superior to Manaha?
Buddhim to Sarathi, no?
What is the meaning of superiority? What is the meaning of Param?
Sukshmataram. Mahattaram, Sukshmataram, and Pratyagatma Bhutam.
Pratyegatma Bhutam. So Rathakalpana tells us what? Which are all three, or one of these three, or what?
It is Sukshma, no?
Both are Sukshma. Mind also is Sukshma only.
Pratyagatma Bhutam.
Pratyegatma Bhutam. More inner towards that. Correct. So these are all things we are learning from this Upanishad. And then Sattvat Adhi Mahanatma. Adhi means Param. Sattvat Param. Buddhehe Param. Mahan Atma. Mahan Atma. Mahati Buddhihi. Mahati Buddhi. Atma is also Buddhi, like Sattvam. But from Vyashti, we are moving to Samashti. Mahati Buddhihi. Samashti Buddhihi is equal to Samashti Sukshma Shariram is equal to Hiranya Garbhaha. Okay? That's the way to jump. There's a jump there. Okay? Then Mahataha Avyaktam Uttamam. Okay, from that Hiranya Garbhaha, Maya, Avyakta Maya is Param, Tamam, Adhi. So now we have three words for Param. Param is there, Uttamam is there, Adhi is also. All right. So from Hiranyagarbha, which is Sukshma Shariram, Samashti Sukshma Shariram, what is greater? What is superior? What is Param? Maya Samashti Karana Shariram. From Samashti Sukshma Shariram, Samashti Karana Shariram is Param. That is the understanding from this mantra. All right, so let's read the Bhaashyam. And the next mantra, of course, is going to continue that train of. Okay, who's next?
Myself, Guruji.
Somebody's already. Okay. Indriyebhyah param manaha
Indriyebhyah param manaha
ityadi
ityadi
arthanam iha
Attanam iha
Indriya samana jatiyatvat.
Indriya samana jatiyatvat
Indriya grahanena eva.
Indriya grahanena eva
Grahanam.
Grahanam
Purvavat anyat.
Purvavat anyat
Sattva shabdat.
Sattva shabdat
Buddhihi iha uchyate.
Buddhihi iha uchyate.
So Shankaracharya says Purvavat anyat. Everything is like I've told you before. Before means where should you go?
1310.
1310. So if you go to 1310, Gita Press 81, page number, you can see that Indriyebhyah parahyarta artebhyascha param manaha manasastu para buddhihi buddheratma mahan para. So there one thing extra is given. Indriyebhyah parahyartaha. That artha is not there here. Here directly Indriyebhyah param manaha is. So there Indriyani and artha, Indriyartha means sense objects are also there in that mantra. And so he's saying here, Arthana, that's why there it ends with Mahan Paraha. With Hiranyagarbha it ends. The next mantra goes from Hiranyagarbha, right? And here Hiranyagarbha comes here itself, and then Avyaktam comes here. Whereas in that case, Avyaktam comes in the next mantra. All right. So, Arthanam iha Indriya Samana Jatiyatva. See, Indriyabhyah Param Manaha Ityadi. Ityadi means he is referring to that 1310, 1.3.10. Ityadi. Please recall that we studied before. Arthanam iha Indriya Samana Jatiyatvat Indriya Grahanena Eva Grahanam. The doubt comes, wait a minute, previously you indicated Artha, and this sounds like a repetition, but it is not a ditto repetition, exact repetition. So Artha is missing in this mantra. And he says, Shankaracharya says, look, Tamana Jatiyatvat, these senses and sense objects really are of the same category. Okay, why? Because the sense organ, the ear has a capacity. The Akashasya Satvikamshat Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. And so therefore that Akasha which has the guna of Shabda, Shabda guna is manifest in the ear, and wherever there is Shabda guna out there, the ear will pick up. So the Shabda guna are common to the sounds and the ear, and therefore finally they are of the same category. The sound also you can't see with your eyes, and you can only hear. So sound also is very subtle, and so Indriya Samana Jatiyatvat Indriya Grahanen, by mentioning Indriyas, Arthanam Grahanam Api. By mentioning senses here, you include the sense objects also. Arthanam means Indriya Arthanam, Iha Grahanam. Here you have to include sense objects along with sense organs that are mentioned in the mantra. I hope you're all following me. Okay, so Maniprabha says, Atra bhautikatva abhisheshat arthanam indriyeshu antarbhavaha matva attaha pruthak na uktaha. He also says, arthanam indriyeshu antarbhavaha. So, arthas are included along with the sense organs like that. Then, purvavat anyat. So, 1310. For everything else, you go to 1310, he says. And so, there also Mahan Atma. Everything was talked about Paraha. And The only difference here is this sattvam, the word sattva I suddenly jumped in. And Shankaracharya says, don't freak out here. And freaking out is going on. So sattva shabdat buddhi iha uchyate. I've not used that word freak in a long time. I don't know how it came out this time. So sattva shabdat buddhi iha uchyate. Yeah. So by the word shabda, the sattva, understand that as buddhihi. Yama is saying buddhihi, intellect, vijnanamaya koshaha. So, and adhi, there is another word adhi. Shankaracharya doesn't comment. And adhi means param. And param means uttamam. We saw that earlier. And there is a beautiful Kathopanishad mantra which uses that word adhi and talks about atma. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, na manaha. Hey, when it comes to atma, the eyes cannot go there. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati. Even the words don't go there. There is no word to that you can categorically say that is atma. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, no manaha. No manaha means na u manaha. No, mind also cannot grasp the atma. Okay, no manaha, no vidmaha. Means we don't know how to say it. Teacher is saying, we don't know how to say it. And then, na vijanimo yathaidat anushishyat. And we don't know how to teach also. We don't know how to teach. Means if you are expecting something right now, immediate, I don't know. I can't teach you something. I cannot give you a magic wand and say this is Atma. Can't say that. Like that you say. Then anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adhi. It's what? Atma is something which is beyond the known and the unknown. Like that statement is being made. Iti Shushrama Purvesham. Like this, we've heard from our elders, from the people who knew this, we heard. And like that, there is a beautiful mantra. 1.3 Kathopanishad. So that Adhi word should remind us of that. All right. So let's look at so the summary of this is what? This mantra is going to continue into the next mantra. And it's going to tell us about elaborating what was said in mantra number 6, which was said that Atma is distinct from the sense organ. So Yama is taking us from the sense organs all the way to Atma. That's the idea. So Pancha Kosha Vilakshanatvam is there here and the next one. All right. Manaha Indriyebhyaha Param Bhavati. Full stop. Sattvam Manasaha Uttamam Bhavati. Both cases Bhavati supplied. Sattvam Manasaha Uttam Bhavati. If you want after Sattvam, you can put in brackets Buddhihi. Okay. Next sentence. Mahan Atma Sattvad Adhi Bhavati. If you want, you can put Param next to Adhi. The caution that Shankaracharya does not say that. It's our word, Param. Okay. Full stop. Avyaktam Mahataha Uttamam Bhavati. Avyaktam Mahataha Uttamam Bhavati. Mahataha. Panchami ekavachanam of Mahat. Okay. So we can continue to the next mantra, number 8.
Can you please repeat, Jaykumarji, this
Oh,
Anvaya?
okay. Manaha indriyebhyaha param bhavati. Full stop. Sattvam is equal to buddhihi. Manasaha uttamam bhavati. Full stop. Next. Mahan atma sattvad adhi param bhavati. Adhi is equal to param. Full stop. Avyaktam mahataha uttamam bhavati. Full stop. All words which are familiar to us, except sattvam, which is not to be taken as sattva gunam, but buddhihi.
1 minute, Jaykumarji. Here, how did you explain avyaktam? Did you explain?
Yeah, avyaktam. I explained when I said this one, gist of the mantra. Avyaktam is maya, which is sukshma, which is going from, which is samashti karana shariram. Same as before. So, sukshma shariram is there, hiranya garbha. Samashti sukshma shariram is there. Subtler than that is samashti karana shariram. That samashti karana shariram is maya, avyaktam. Unmanifest ityarthaha. Sanskrit words, but way to realize it is unmanifest. All right. Who's next? Yeah, Mahesh. Avyakta parah purushaha.
Avyakta tu paraha purushaha.
Vyapako linga eva cha.
Vyapako linga eva cha.
Yam jnatva muchyate jantuhu.
Yam nyatva muchyate jantuhu.
Amritatvam cha gacchati.
Amritam tvam cha gacchati.
Avyakta parah purushaha.
Avyakta tu paraha purushaha.
Vyapako linga eva cha.
Vyapako linga eva cha.
Yam jnatva muchyate jantuhu.
Yam nyatva muchyate jantuhu.
Amritatvam cha gacchati.
Amritatvam cha gacchati.
So, this is a continuation of the previous mantra, obviously. So, in 1.3.10, what was said? Or 1.3.11, Mahataha param avyaktam. So, that was already said here. Then, avyaktat purushaha paraha. Here he is saying avyaktat purushaha paraha. Same statement. Then, purushanna param kinchit sa kashta sa paragatihi. There we saw. And so everything ends with Purusha. There is nothing Paraha to Atma, Purushaha. Okay, Shankara will explain that. Then what about Purushaha? Purushaha is Vyapakaha, all pervasive. All pervasive. And moreover, not only all pervasive, even Akasha is all pervasive. But Akasha, Atma is not Akasha. And so, but here, Alingaha evacha. Alingaha means attributeless. Lingaha means attribute. It has no attributes whatsoever. Subtlety ends with that attributelessness. And then yam jnatva muchyate jantuhu. The human being is gets liberated, knowing that Atma, yam Atmanam jnatva. And then amritatvam cha gacchati. Liberates now while living, and after death, what happens? Well, no more. Punarapi jananam is not there. So that is called amritatvam. Videha muktihi, in other words. So Jivan Muktihi and Videha Muktihi are mentioned in this. All right. Let's read the Bhaashyam. Yeah, one second. Avyaktattu
Avyaktattu
Paraha Purushaha
Paraha Purushaha
Vyapakaha
Vyapakaha
Vyapakasya api
Vyapakasya api
Akashadehe
Akashadehe
Sarvasya Karanatvat.
Sarvasya Karanatvat.
Yeah. So the first quarter, Shankaracharya is explaining. Avyaktat tu paraha purushaha vyapakaha. So he doesn't explain that much. Says purushaha is paraha to avyak. We've seen that before, so he doesn't have to explain that. He's explaining vyapaka. He's saying vyapakaha means all pervasive. He doesn't explain the meaning of vyapaka. But he's saying, hey, even akashadehe, there are many things that are all pervasive, like akasha. Akasha is all pervasive. Hiranyagarbha is all pervasive. These are all pervasive. We already come. Samashti means all pervasive. And so, akashadehe vyapakasya api, even though akasha, etc., are all pervasive, still this Purusha's vyapakatvam is very significant because that Purusha is the cause for akasha. Tasmadva etasmat atmanah akasha sambhutaha. Akasha was born of Atma. So there is a difference between the two vyapakas. One is a karyam, another is karanam. One is a product, another is a cause. Okay. So that cause, so that kind of vyapakaha this is. It was vyapakaha even before akasha came into being. There is a meaning of that. Okay. And here Swamiji talks about this Hubble and all that. This Hubble telescope and all we heard sometime, some 1 or 2 decades back. And Edwin Hubble was there, 1929. And then he's the one who talks about this. The galaxies are receding further and further. They are separating. It is like a balloon. You have a balloon, then you put some black dots on the balloon and start blowing it. And then all the black dots will keep going further and further away from each other as you keep blowing that balloon. That idea he gave. And so the universe is expanding uniformly in all directions. Something like that he said. I've not read this much at all, Swamiji. I'm just telling you what Swamiji said. And so the fact that the space is expanding tells you space is finite. If science, what that statement is true, that means space is finite. Only the finite can expand. Therefore, also, our common understanding of the all-pervasive space also may not be correct. It's pervasive. It's all pervasive means what? It's as pervasive as it can be in this universe. And but Atma is more pervasive than space also. Okay, that's the idea. So Vyapakaha, Sanskrit students. Vipurvaka Apdhatu, Nul Pratyaya. And the Purusha. See, what is the meaning of Purusha? Sarvam Purayati to Purusha. That which fills up everything is Purusha. So Vyapakaha goes along with Purusha. So Shankaracharya is giving that same meaning. The etymological meaning of Purusha is given.
Pure Tishtati, that is also, no?
Yeah, Pura Ushati is there, but here Sarvam Purayati is a better meaning because the sense of expansiveness comes up in that Puraushati means in this nine-gated city, the Atma is there. That is the meaning of Purusha. So,
Jaykumarji, can you repeat the etymology of Vyapaka again? V Purvaka.
V Purvaka Aap Dhatu. Like Apnoti, Prapnoti, getting, acquiring, we use that word. Same, Aap Dhatu. So, Visheshena Apnoti means it is the one that is obtaining everywhere. That is Vyapakaha. Nul Dhatu. So, you're on account now will come Panini Sutra. Anyway, we don't have to get there. Let's read the next one. Alingaha.
Alingaha.
Lingyate gamyate yena.
Lingyate gamyate yena.
Tat lingam.
Tat lingam.
Buddhyadi.
Buddhyadi.
Tad avidyamanam.
Tat avidyamanam.
Yasya iti.
Yashya iti.
So in your notebook it says yasya, but in Gita Press it says asya. Both are okay. Asya, yasya. Both mean the same thing. Okay. Yasya iti saha ayam lingaha eva.
Saha ayam lingaha eva.
Yeah. Okay, cha. I think there is a cha in your notebook, right? So which is not there.
It is
Huh?
not there in.
It is not there.
Oh.
Iti is not there. But
Oh,
cha
iti.
is there.
All right, iti is fine. You can add iti either way, it's okay. And cha is there in your notebook, which is not there in Gita. So they're okay. So now he's explaining the word alingaha. In the Moolam, there is a alingaha. We said attributeless. So he's explaining how do you derive that word. He's saying lingyate gamyate yena tat lingam buddhyadi tat avidyamanam yasya saha ayam alingaha. Like that he said. So he's first telling you what lingam is. Then he can understand alingam. So lingyate gamyate yena tat lingam. That by which you can understand something. Understand something. Okay. Suppose I show you an object and ask you, what is this? What is this if I say? You're eventually going to tell me pot. But what makes you say it's a pot? And the answer to that question, what makes you say this is a pot? Whatever you are going to say is called the lingam of the pot. Hey, it has this particular shape. It is hollow. I didn't show the hollow, but it is hollow, and it has this unique shape. Only pots have this shape, etc. and all that. And it's made of clay. So all reasons you can give, those reasons which your eyes have perceived and your buddhi has processed from that. Those are all called lingas of this pot. They're all attributes of this pot. So okay, so there is a linga. Now, that's attribute. So lingam literally means attribute. Okay, lingyate gamyate. That by which you will begin to know objects in full. Okay, in full. Because nothing says nothing says this is pot. The pot is not declaring that this is pot. You are saying this is pot. But everything else I can see color, I can see, and maybe I have this smell, all that is there. But it doesn't say it's pot. Only we say it is pot. Okay. So attributes are all we can perceive. That's all we can. That is what he's saying here. Lingyate. Okay. That by which something is known is called lingam. And gamyate, he says. Gamyate here means what? Avagamyate, understood. The meaning of gamyate is to go to some place. No, that going is not there. Here, meaning of gamyate is avagamyate, understood. That by which you understand something, you appreciate something, is called lingam, attribute. All right. And like Like this girl, and the young girl said, "No, no, ma, I'm going to put pottu. Means this pottu, I'm going to put. All these days you've been doing it for me, but now I'm going to do it myself." Okay, okay, do. I go to the restroom and look at the mirror, and then this happened for some time, and then this girl is not wearing any puttu at all. The mother is wondering what happened, and she goes to the restroom and she sees this puttu is there on the mirror. I hope you got the joke. And then she sees this, and then did this, and then this is a joke because really it has not happened. I don't think this has happened ever. And so why? Because even the girl knows that image is a linga for this head, this face, this forehead, this face, everything. So she also knows that's a linga. Don't take it as literal. It is a linga. That through which I can see this is called lingam. Okay. And so that's lingam. All right. So Shiva Linga, we say. Shiva Linga. Shiva Lingam is what? Hey, this is the lingam, all right. This elliptical object is there. That's a lingam. But it is supposed to be lingam. That is called Shiva Lingam. So like that, any object, any murti that we have will be a lingam.
Voice went out.
Could you
Murali.
repeat? Yeah, it faded away. We couldn't hear you. Could you
Okay.
repeat, please?
There's internet unstable. Okay. All right. Am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm saying Shiva Lingam we say. That is because that object, that elliptical object, which is a piece of stone, really, Banalingam, etc., it is supposed to reveal to us that Shiva, the all-pervasive Shiva. Okay, that is why it's called Lingam. That is the meaning of the word Lingam. So any murti can be called a Lingam. This is the Lingam for. This is the Lingam for Hanuman. This is the Lingam for Srirama. This is the Lingam for Kamakshi. Like that you can say Lingam. Lingam means it's an indicator of, it's not the real thing. I treat it as the real thing, but it indicates the real thing also.
When we say Strilinga, Pullingam, Napumsakalingam, that also comes under this indications of the.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that because it's after all a word. It's after all a word. Words refer to objects, and so it indicates the gender of the object. Through the gender of the word, the gender of the object is indicated. Something like that you have to say. I didn't think of it like that, but now that you asked, we can give that meaning.
Can Omkara also be called like that?
Yeah, we don't call Omkara as a lingam because it is something that we meditate on and we chant. It's called Abhidanam. And we don't even call it Pratika. Pratima and Pratika is there. They use those words in Sanskrit. Pratika is an object, and Pratima is that which is indicated by the object. So I've not seen Omkara called as lingam because Omkara is a symbol. It's not a physical object. So I don't think we can use the word lingam for Omkara. But it's like lingam. And so Shankara now says, after defining lingam, and he says, give me some examples of lingam. Yeah, buddhyadi. Buddhyadi. Everything is a lingam. Buddhi is a lingam, he says, for Atma. Manaha is a lingam for Atma. Everything is a lingam for Atma. It's an indicator. What an attribute. Indicator is a better word. Okay. Why do you say buddhi is an indicator of Atma? A buddhi is conscious. Mind is conscious. So it is the only way through which I can understand the real consciousness. I can't guess consciousness. Thank God I can say I am a conscious being. The buddhi is conscious, the mind is conscious. Body also is conscious. Really, it's not conscious, but that consciousness is manifest in the body, mind, senses also. And so, Buddhyadi is an indicator of consciousness. Buddhyadi being conscious should take me towards that entity which is only consciousness. And then that will make me conclude that Buddhi is really not conscious. It is Jadam, it is Achetanam. Body is really not conscious. It is Achetanam. It appears to be conscious. Okay. But body is not conscious. Body is not aware of the sun. I am aware of the sun. Buddhi also is not aware of the sun. Atma is there, aware of the sun. Through the Buddhi, I can say it's the broad daylight now. It's daytime. It's past 6:30. It must be past 7 o'clock now. Something like that I can say. Okay, so that's where we bring consciousness. Buddhi reflects consciousness. That is the language they use. Like the mirror is bright. That tall building is bright. Why? Because the sun is falling right on it and the brightness is shining on my face. Therefore, I can't even see the building. It is so bright. It's all full of glass. And but really speaking, the building is not bright at all. There's not, all lights are off in that building. In fact, nothing. It's not a source of light at all. Okay. So Buddhyadhi is the lingam. Then what? You have still not explained to me what a lingam is. You have explained to me what lingam is, and therefore Shankara is saying tad. Okay. Which tad means what? Tad lingam. Tad buddhyadi. Avidyamanam yasya or asya. Saha. Avidyamanam. Avidyamanam means does not exist. Does not exist. Avidyamanam. That which does not have buddhi, manas, sense organs, etc. Okay. It's called alingaha. I am alingaha. This Purusha, I am referring to Purusha, which is the last entity described in this mantra, mentioned in this mantra. That Purusha, I am means this. I am. What is I am? What is Pratipadikam of I am? Pratipadikam of I am. Sanskrit students.
Others?
Etad. Etad.
Etad is Eshaha, madam.
Others.
Others, right?
Hemavati ji, you are supposed to teach Malati. Okay, anyway. So, Etad is Eshaha. Others is Asau. Idam. What happened to Idam? Idam. I am Imau Ime. Imam Ime Ima. In Pullingam. So, Idam. Idam. Okay. So, so that I am comes. So in Trilingam, it is Em, etc. Okay. Anyway, so that I am Saha. That's why Saha, I am. That this. Look at that. Mahavakyam. That Purusha is this. It's taking you all the way from Purusha, Brahma to Atma. Okay. Mahavakyam. Saha, I am. Shankaracharya is good at that. Whenever he gets a chance, he'll put that Mahavakya. He will make you come back to yourself. Okay. So anyway, tad avidyamanam yasya, that buddhyadi lingam, that which that lingam which does not exist, where it does not exist, is this purusha. That purusha is that which does not have buddhyadi lingam. Evacha. Okay. And we already see ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam tatharasam nityam agandhavachayat. We already saw that. Shabdam, asparsham, arupam, alingam, ityartaha. Okay? Three of attributes. And so that is being said by this word. Alingaha. There are other references to Chandogyanam. So he's saying, okay, we have to read the next, I think. We need to read that. Let's read the next sentence. Sarva samsara dharma varjitaha
सर्व संसार धर्म वर्जितः
iti etat
इति एतत्
yam jnatva
यं ज्ञात्वा
आचार्यतः
आचार्यतः
शास्त्रतः च
शास्त्रतः च
मुच्यते जन्तुः
उच्यते जन्तुः
अविद्यादि
विद्यादि
हृदयग्रन्थिभिः
हृदयग्रन्थिभिः
जीवन् एव
जीवन्नेव
पतिते अपि
पतिते अपि
शरीरे
शरीरे
अमृतत्वं च गच्छति
अमृतत्वं च गच्छति
सः अलिङ्गः
सः अलिङ्गः
परः अव्यक्तात्
परः अव्यक्तात्
पुरुषः इति
पुरुषः इति
पूर्वेण एव सम्बन्धः
पूर्वेण एव सम्बन्धः
So, I am alingaha eva. Okay, Atma has no attributes, which means what? Sarva samsara dharma varjitaha it etat. It means, hey, all attributes that you associate with yourself and with your life and with the entire experience, Jagrada avastha, Swapna avastha, Sushupti avastha, everything is there. Everything is an experience based on attributes. And so, all these attributes of samsara, which is what is called samsara dharma, samsara dharma. So you can bring everything you know about samsara. You can bring in all, you know, shad ripuhu. You can bring the sukshma, sthula sukshma and all. You can bring asthulam, asukshmam, akaranam. Shariratrayam, Shariratrayam means it's a particular entity that is being talked about, which has certain attributes. So it is asthulam, asukshmam, akaranam. Then it is not panchabhautikam. So it is anakashaha, anagnihi, etc. It is not a product of panchabhutas. Okay. Then it is shad urmihi rahitam. Okay. So there is you can write this down. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 3.5.1. So there is a dialogue between the student and Yajnavalkya. And that student, Kahola, it's a name, Kahola. So he asks Yajnavalkya, Katamaha, what is this Sarvantaraha Atma? He says, that Atma that you're saying is Sarvantaraha. It is the essence of everything in this universe. Tell me what that is. There he says, Ashanaya Pipase, Shokam, Moham, Jara, Mrityumatyeti. These attributes he gives. Hunger, disease, thirst, sorrow, old age, delusion, death. These 6 things he gives. Okay. Rahitam. Shad urmi rahitam. Shad urmi rahitam. Sometimes that is said here. So, samsara dharma. Anything that you attribute to yourself is a dharma of the samsara. And you take out all of that. Sarva samsara dharma. Varjitaha. Varjitaha means absent. Varjit. That is the meaning of the word alingaha. That's what he's saying. Okay, somebody is unmuted. Hemavati. Okay. All right. So, yam jnatva. Now he's explaining the second line of this mantra. Yam jnatva muchyate jantuhu. Right. Yam jnatva. Knowing that Purusha, what happens? Because the Purusha has to be known. Jnatva. Yam jnatva. Yam Purusham jnatva. Yam alingam Purusham jnatva. Having known that Purusha. And Shankaracharya is using the opportunity to say, Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. I'm a very smart guy and therefore I can figure it out myself, right? So he's saying, no, acharyataha, shastrataha cha. He won't let go of this. Okay, that's how it is, because it is sukshma. And so, from an acharya, who is basing his or her teachings on the shastram, shastrataha cha, which anyway comes in the Shraddha. Shraddha definition is there. So, Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu, Shastra Vakyeshu, Shraddha. All right. Muchyate jantuhu. Jantuhu muchyate. Jantuhu means manushya. Muchyate and gets freed from what? Shankaracharya says, avidyadi hridaya granthibihi. Hridaya granthibihi. They say chill out, Chill out means what? You're too uptight. Can you relax a little bit? So that tightness. That is literally, that's what it is. Avidyadi hridaya granthibihi. Just your heart is all knotted up. I don't know if the word knotted up is there in English. Do they say that word? K-N-O-T-T-E-D? Okay, they do say that. Okay, knotted. Okay, then that's good. That's the meaning of this granthibihi, heart. And why is this heart knotted up like this? All just tight, too tight, They say your muscles are tight, you need to relax. So do this, loosen the muscles. Okay, muscle loosening is easier to do. But what if the heart is so tight, what to do? Then we have a problem. So because avidyadi hridaya granthibihi, these knots, what kind of knots can the heart have? Shankaracharya starts right from the basics, avidya onwards. Everything you can be kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsaryam, and then karma phalam, punyam, papam, punarjanmam, everything comes from avidya. So avidyadi hridaya granthibihi. From that, this person is freed. That's what he's saying. And we can write this reference, Handaka Upanishad 2.2.9. Okay. And that's what that mantra, the mind takes us there. Because there the mantra says, Vidyate hridaya grantihi. That's how it starts. Vidyate hridaya grantihi. Chidyante sarva samshayaha. Or chidyante sarva samshayaha. And then Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Like that mantra says. Tasmin drishte paravare. Hey, when the person knows this whole world, which is all cause and effect, paramcha avaram, cause and effect, I have to be somebody other than cause and effect. That revelation, the one who gets it. Then what happens? Vidyate hridaya grantihi. All this knottedness all goes away. Chidyante sarva samshayaha. All doubts are cleared, all just demolished. All doubts are gone. And then kshiyante cha asya karma. The person's karma also is gone. Kshiyante, completely gone. Like that, mantra says. So here also is indicating, look at that. Avidyadi hridaya granthi bihi jivan eva. While living itself right now, while person is alive. Because Nyatva, only an alive person can know all these things. A dead person can't know. And so after death means, okay, after that take on another body, then body has to have a mind that is capable of understanding, which means Manushya Sharira has to come, all that. So whatever it is, Manushya Sharire Jivan Eva Uchyate. Jivan Eva Uchyate. Okay, that is full stop. Right there, that concludes. Jivan Eva Uchyate. Means gains liberation while living. Jivan Muktaha Bhavati. Jivan Muktim Prapnoti. Then semicolon. Patite sharire api. Then what about after the body falls? Patite sharire api. Is there any benefit? Or would I have to come back to this Zoom classes, Kathopanishad classes once again, and then once again Kathopanishad class, once again. That also doesn't sound exciting, And so he says, Patite sharire api amritatvam cha gacchati. Amritatvam means, hey, even after the body falls, there is no longer a janma. And so that is referred to as amritatvam. Videha muktihi. That is another word used in Shastra. Videha muktihi. One is called Jivan muktihi. Another is Videha muktihi. Videha. So after the body falls, also the person no longer gains a body. Person no longer has an identity. So that's why that's it. The jiva merges with Ishvara. That's what they say. Merges with Ishvara. So then what? Saha alingaha paraha avyaktat purushaha. So that concludes. I mean, the mantra is essentially understood by us now. But now Shankara is saying Sambandha. He's saying the sentence must be properly arranged. He's saying Sambandha. He's talking about the sentence rearrangement. Let's see what he says. Saha alingaha paraha avyaktat purushaha iti purvena eva sambandha. He's saying the sentence is better read like this. He's saying Yam Atmanam. Okay, I hope you're following me. Yam Atmanam. Okay, Atma is the topic, How do you know Atma is the topic? Previously, Sambandha, he said, Yasmat Pratyagatma Saha Sarvasya. Like this, Atma is the topic everywhere. Okay. And so, Yam Atmanam Nyatva. Having known that Atma, how am I going to know that Atma? Okay, he's now putting everything in quotes. Is the quotes there in your notebook? It's not there. Okay. You start the quotation before Alingaha. Or before Saha also is okay. Start from there and go all the way to Purusha. After Purusha, before Iti. Put that in inverted commas. Okay. That is saying Yam Atmanam, that Atma which we are after, Alingaha Paraha Avyaktat Purushaha. Avyaktat Purushaha Paraha. Iti Atmanam Nyatva. In that manner, having understood the Atma would be better, we say. Instead of simply leaving Yam as the Yam is a correlative pronoun. Whenever there is a Yaha in the Sanskrit sentence, you must have a Saha, no? Whenever there is a Yat, you must have a Tat. That which you went the other day, the last year when you came, that home, do you remember that friend that you saw? And that is the friend that is going to come here today. If I tell you that this, right, that is this friend. Okay? So that is this. So Shankaracharya is concerned that there is a Yam in this mantra, but there is no Tat or Saha. So he's completing the sentence by adding Saha. That Atma which is Avyaktat Purushaha, Avyaktat Paraha Purushaha, that Atma Nyatva, like that would be a good way to complete the sentences. It doesn't add to your understanding of the mantra, but is grammatically completing the mantra. Okay. So it may appear confusing, but I don't want you to get confused. So Saha, that Saha is the addition that Shankaracharya is saying. So that Atma, which is understood as superior to Maya, and which is Alingaha. And if it is that Atma which is understood in that manner, Saha. Okay. Okay. That Saha Atma. That Saha refers to Atma. Then Jantuhu Muchyate. Muchyate. The subject of Muchyate is Jantuhu, right? It can't be Atma. We can't say Atma Muchyate. Jantu. Manushyaha Muchyate. Manushyaha is liberated. Amritatvam cha gacchati. So he's saying, Purvena eva sambandha. Purvena means what? The previous part of the said mantra has to be connected with the second part of the mantra in this manner, because that Saha is missing. Shankaracharya is concerned about that. Okay? So that's your homework to complete this sentence. Okay, we'll do that. In fact, I think our Adhyaya is coming up. So Yam Atmanam Saha Alingaha Paraha Avyaktat Purushaha Iti Jnatva. Within quotes. That whole thing is within quotes. Iti Jnatva. Understanding Atma in that manner, which is there in quotes. Jantuhu Muchyate. Or you can put it differently also. Saha Atma Purushaha Avyaktat Paraha Alingaha Iti Yam Jnatva. That Atma. Iti, that iti helps us. Iti Yam Jnatva. That Atma, which is of this nature, knowing that the Manushya is freed. Like that we can. All right. So what is the summary of this mantra? It's a continuation of the previous mantra. Okay. Which completes that Panchakosha Viveka. That Viveka going from sense objects or sense organs all the way down to through Hiranyagarbha all the way to Atma or Brahma, Purushaha. So Pratyagatma Bhutatvat, Mahatvat, Sukshma Taratvat, like that Tara. Taratamya was talked about. In Sanskrit, it's called Taratamya. Taratamya means that gradation. That gradation was described as an answer to a question that Shankara raised in the Sambandha Bhaashyam of mantra number 7. How do I know this, whatever I've said in 6, Atma is distinct from sense organs? Okay, tell me, how can I arrive at that distinction, that distinct Atma? Now, mantra number 7 and 8 told us. So let's look at the Anvaya. Okay? Purushaha tu avyaktat paraha. Purushaha tu avyaktat paraha, comma, vyapakaha alingaha evacha. Vyapakaha alingaha evacha. Bhavati, you can add. Then put a comma there. Yam jnatva jantuhu jivan eva muchyate. Jivan eva supplied. Yam jnatva jantuhu jivan eva muchyate, comma, sharire patite api supplied. Shankaracharya's words. Sati Saptami, Sanskrit students. Sharire patite api amrutatvam gacchati cha. Or amrutatvam cha gacchati. Let me repeat that. Purushaha tu avyaktat paraha vyapakaha alingaha eva cha bhavati. Full stop. Yam jnatva jantuhu jivan eva muchyate, comma, sharire patite api Amrutatvam gacchati cha. First one.
The Jivan evan Shatru Pratyayam.
Yes. Jivan, Jivat, Jivan. Jeev plus Shatra is Jivat. Pratipadikam. Prathama Purushaha Ekavachanam is Jivan. Then Eva. When you put Jivan and Eva together, then what happens? That Nakara doubles. That's the rule in Sanskrit. Jivan, Eva. There is only one Nakara here at the end of Jivan. But it doubles.
Mukagam Sandhi.
Huh?
Mukagama Sandhi.
What is it called?
Gamudagama Sandhi.
Ah, Raswadachi Namun Nityam. Panini. Correct. Namunagam. Correct. Raswadachi Namun. Yeah. Panini. All right. Raswadachi. See, Raswadachi. There are some rules Panini gives. That Namunagama comes certain instances. So that Panini Sutra gives. Anyway, we won't do that now. All right. 7:25. Let's read the next one. Katham tarhi
Katham tarhi
alingasya darshanam
alingasya darshanam
upapadyate
upapadyate
iti uchyate
iti uchyate
na sandrishe tishtati rupamasya
न सन्दृशे तिष्ठति रूपमस्य
na chakshusha pashyati kaschanainam
न चक्षुषा पश्यति कश्चनैनम्
krida manisha manasabhikliptaha
हृदा मनीषा मनसा विक्लिप्तः
ya etad viduramritaste bhavanti.
य एतत् विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति.
Good. So now Shankaracharya is saying, you are saying it is alinga. It has no attributes. Still, I need some help. I'm only used to knowing what has attributes, what has qualities. I only compare. I'm good at comparing people. She's like this, he's like this. So all based on attributes only I can compare. I go to the store and apples are there. I have to buy apples. And without linga, how can I buy apples? And I keep looking. Everything is an apple. But even among apples, I'm able to figure out which is better, which is not better. This is a science that I have still not figured out. Every time I go to the store, I tell myself, I wish somebody had taught me which brinjal is better than the other brinjal, which this okra is better. I don't know. And they say they break all these things. They break the thing to see if it is taught or something. But how can you go there and break all those things? That guy will get upset or not. You break something and leave it off, is it? You can't do that also. So I came up with a method to buy the right thing. I just touch it. That's it. I touch it. But just by touch, you can figure out. If you're a little alert, you can make it out. Correct?
In Tamil Nadu, many ladies do not allow you to touch the vegetable. They curse you. Especially in Chennai.
Then you say prasada buddhi svikritya aham lady's finger svikoromi iti. So yeah, you have to have a lot of prasada. Everybody is making a living. So you can't just go at loggerheads with everybody. So this alingaha you told me, Atma, how am I going to? I'm still not clear how I can appreciate this alingaha purushaha. Katham tarhi. In that case, how this alingasya darshanam, purushasya darshanam, upapadyate iti uchyate. How that vision of this alingaha atma purushaha brahma can happen, upapadyate iti uchyate. That is being said in the next mantra. Like that he is saying there. And let me explain this to you. Gist of the mantra. Na sandrishe tishtati rupam asya. Asya rupam, atmanaha rupam. Na sandrishe means cannot be seen with the eyes. You can't see the form of Atma with the eyes. Na chakshusha pashyati. Now, because it is not an object of the sense organs, you can't see with the eyes. Na chakshusha pashyati. That is, Atma is not within the realm of things that can be seen, sandrishe. Therefore, the eyes can't see it. Na chakshusha pashyati. Nobody can see it. Kaschana yanam. Then what? Hrida manisha manasa abhiklaptaha. He's going to say, manasa abhiklaptaha. That person who is an adhikari, who has a calm mind and who has the ability to see through this, okay, who knows who has the Atma, Anatma, Aviveka Buddhi, I mean, Viveka Buddhi is there. What is this Atma, Anatma, Aviveka? This is very strange, it is Viveka, Atma, Anatma, Viveka. So, that person who has that kind of Viveka, then what? Hrida Manisha means that intellect that is there in the heart. Earlier Emma had already said that. So that intellect which is in the heart, which is capable, abhikliptaha, which is, which has that chitta ekagrata, which is the ekagra buddhi. That is what it is. Then yaha yetad viduhu amritaha te bhavanti. Those who understand Atma. Understand Atma. You don't have to see with your eyes and all that. Correct. You can't see Atma with your eyes. But those who understand Atma in the following manner, they become immortal in their taha. That's the meaning of gist of this mantra. We continue this. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Sriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.